guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you my Halo collection, and I'm going to start with probably the smallest of my collection, which is right here on my office couch. I've got the Jazzwares Halo 3 helmet. I've got the Etsy edition Halo Odst helmet, and then this was a gift from my dad. It was actually from, I want to say, Spirit Halloween. It was kind of a Halloween helmet, but it's a nice touch. And then I got both these pillows from Five Below and the blanket from GameStop. So I'm gonna go into the helmets. I've got a bunch more stuff to show off, and this will be a long video, I'm sorry, but it will at least show a lot of stuff that you might not even know existed. But let's get right into it. So here is the Halo 3 Jazzwares helmet. As you can see, it is really well detailed. I mean, you can see me in the reflection of the visor very good. The lights on the side here, there it is, right there. You can actually light them up with batteries in the back. And here you can see around the helmet with the nice detail. The Cortana chip in the back, ISO 117. As well as a scorch mark, as if he got hit in the head. And then if you look inside, there is a place to put your head, and it can tighten down like a hard hat, and you can actually see through the visor. It's kind of hard to see on the video, but you can actually see through it just fine. So that is this helmet. It is really nice, I gotta say, for the $100 that you spend on it, but you can get it from GameStop. So that is that helmet. Now here is the Halo 4 helmet. Again, you can see it has a really nice reflective front visor. You can see through this as well, but this one is like a Spirit Halloween special. I think you can get them on Amazon for like $30. They're not the greatest, but it's a nice addition. It's a full-size helmet at least. There is no place to really store your head. You can put your head on it, but it just doesn't really hold too well. Again, the details are still pretty decent, but there does have some deformities. It's kind of squished a little bit, but if you have it on the wall, it's a nice addition. As you can see, they just kind of painted it freely. But for a cheap helmet, what do you expect? It's a nice addition, and when you're not really staring at it too in depth, it's a great wall additive. Now this is my Halo 3 ODST helmet. I actually ordered this one off of Etsy. I want to say it was about $150. You can actually, they customize the colors. You can change between the main color and the side stripes. I chose blue and red just because that was one of my colors I used a lot when I played Halo 3. So I kind of wanted it to match what I used to play like. This helmet is actually made out of foam and painted. That's why it's really light. I mean, it takes nothing. But this also doesn't have anything to hold your head. It's really just more of a display or maybe a quick cosplay thing. But it does have really nice detail with the scratches from looks like you've been in battle. The helmet, even the visor is really nice. I mean, it really brings out the ODST visor. But again, this is nice to have on your wall as a nice display item. So that's what I have there. Again, here is the helmet, just as a quick look. Nice wall art, definitely, for your displays. So here is my game collection as the physical copies. I do have regular discs and some of the limited edition Steelbooks. As you see, I have them in order of how you would pretty much play the game, starting with Halo Reach being the first game you would play in the series if you were following the games as a storyline. But as you can see, I do have the Halo Reach Limited Edition. This is actually the movie, TV series, Halo Legends, original Xbox Halo disc, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary for Xbox 360, Halo 2, Halo 2 Steelbook, Halo 3 Steelbook, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Wars Steelbook, Halo Wars 2. There is a Halo Wars 2 Steelbook, but it was only released in the Australian area. I can't seem to find one. They're pretty hard to find. So for now, I don't have one, but I do have my Halo 4 and Halo 4 Steelbook, Halo 5 Steelbook, and then now you're in Halo Infinite. I do have Master Chief Collection as well, both game and Steelbook, and then I do have 2 Steelbooks for the Halo Infinite and 1 of the regular game discs that are still wrapped, just because it's easier to collect now. But I'm going to take them all out, show you individually what I got. But this is how I have them stacked because they like to look neat in order, so let's move on. So here I have them all laid out so you can see them a little bit easier with my Halo Reach because it's the biggest one in the set, sitting off into the side. But as you can see, they're all pretty nice covers. Some of the Steelbooks look a little bit better than others. The Halo 2 one it's great, but it could look better. I personally am a big fan of the Master Chief Collection and the Halo 4 Steelbook, but I'll show you these all in closer perspective. But here's a good look at all of them, minus the Halo Wars 2 because I don't have that one. So starting off with the Halo Reach, as you can see, it's a nice big bulky box. This does have a sleeve. This comes off, and then this whole thing slides out, and then you've got your disc inside. And then there's more. This case is always a pain to get out. Almost impossible to do one-handed. Let me see if I can't get it. There we go. And then there was a bunch more stuff inside, but I do like the Halo Reach case as itself. It's pretty nice and sturdy. And it's a nice little protector, honestly. But it just looks good. And it's even harder to find them with the sleeve still intact. This is my original one from when I was a kid, but I have another one as well. I'm going to glance right over this one just because it's not really game related, but I do have it in my collection. This was the Halo Legends movie TV series. As I say, there was 7 different ones you could watch. They were pretty cool, but I just like the cover. It looks good, adds into the collection very well. I'm just going to kind of skip right over that. So here we have both the original Xbox Halo Combat Evolved as well as the Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary for the Xbox 360. And these cases as well, pretty cool to look at. It's really nice and shiny on this original one. And then again on this one, it has a sleeve, but the cover's the same pretty much, with a little bit of the updated graphics of how they changed them around. But again, these cases are pretty cool. So here we have the original Xbox Halo 2 as well as the Halo 2 Steelbook. Again, pretty much nice, cool cover art, your simple designs. Great looking, honestly. Steelbook, pretty simple, but the back was nice. Kind of hard to keep these clean. You usually get rusty ones or dented. They're really easy to mess up. You can see this one's dented a little bit. I do have another version of this as well, but this was my better version. So those are the Halo 2 disc copies. Here is the Halo 3 disc as well as the Halo 3 Steelbook edition. Your Halo 3 disc, your standard one, nice backdrops, everything. Halo 3 Steelbook, however, had a little bit more in depth with this cover. Again, with like the Halo 2, it's kind of hard to keep it dent free. There was 2 sides to this disc with options, and then if you flipped it over, you had the other side. Same thing, more pieces. But the Halo 3 Steelbook, kind of simple again, but it's a nice addition. It was nice to have something different. Here's the Halo 3 ODST disc. This came with 2 discs inside. It was a Halo 3 multiplayer as well as the campaign for ODST. It's a nice little spin-off that you had during the Halo 3 era. Great game. I definitely recommend playing it if anybody hasn't. But here is the Halo 3 ODST. Now this has to be one of my favorite Steelbook editions, but here we have the Halo Wars original copy and the Steelbook edition. Original copy, background art, pretty cool looking, but where it really differs on the Steelbook is look at the detail on this. Nice inlay for the Halo Wars logo. The side says Halo Wars down the side. The opposite side with the Spartans. This was just probably one of the coolest cases that they had, honestly. Definitely a good addition. Moving on to Halo Wars 2. This is your Halo Wars 2 disc. This one doesn't have as much detail on the back other than when they switch kind of game modes. As you can see, I didn't even open this one yet. But this one has a great Steelbook edition. If you can ever get your hands on it, it is from the Australian area. I think that's the only place you are able to get it. So if you're able to find one, good luck. But here is Halo Wars 2. Here we have the Halo 4 disc, the first of the 343 era, with the Halo 4 Steelbook. Halo 4 got nice game art with the new enemies that came out, with the Forerunners. Still great art. But the Halo 4 Steelbook, this is all textured in here. If you can see it in the right light, it's got texture with the nice little UNSC logo and Halo 4. The back is just plain texture, but I like the white case. It's a nice change of Steelbooks. Here is your Halo 5 with your Halo 5 Steelbook. Again, having good cover art. Nice background art as well. The Steelbook had a sleeve around it, and then the Steelbook itself is actually somewhat thick. It doesn't say Halo 5 on it, it is just a UNSC logo. And then the inside had your disc and some more manuals. Nothing crazy, but nice change to the discs. Now we have the Halo Master Chief Collection, and this is one of the only ones I think that has the Steelbook that almost matches the cover of the original. So again, here you have all of the game's arts on here, but the Steelbook, which I don't think many people knew really existed, this has a nice inlay. You can see the Master Chief helmet is kind of outlined, as well as the Halo logo and everything. It says the Master Chief Collection on the side. The back just kind of has the art from 4 of the games, but it's also a nice Steelbook. Same thing with the inside. It just had disc and a couple different manuals. Nothing crazy, but great Steelbook. And finally, we have the Halo Infinite series. This is my regular disc. Again, this one kind of follows like the Halo Master Chief Collection, where the art actually follows through with the Steelbook. So here is your art for the back of Halo Infinite. Again, the front looking nice. This also, I think, was the first year where they decided to only sell the Steelbook by itself without the disc if you chose to. So I got this from Best Buy for about $10. It's nice to have an extra Steelbook if one gets ruined for cheap. You don't have to buy it for $60. If you did get it with the game, it came with the sleeve. As you can see, still Steelbook, but has the sleeve around it. So here we have our Halo console editions. We have our Halo 3 right here on the far left. I do not have the limited edition controller that came with it, unfortunately. I do have the Halo Reach Edition 360 Elite with the limited edition controller. Same thing, Halo 4 limited edition with the controller. Halo 5 Xbox One, that did come with a controller here and a secondary limited edition here, and I've just got my hands on a Halo Infinite Xbox Series X, and that just looks amazing. So we're gonna go through each one and we're gonna show them off. I do not have the original Xbox Halo Edition, but that might come in soon future. Here we have the Halo 3 Xbox 360, which came out in 2007. This was the launch of the 360 pretty much. And I gotta admit, the Halo 3 one, still one of my favorites, not only because of nostalgic reasons, but they do have some good details. Like you see here, the mud splatters all down the side, the nice gold accents, especially here on the disc pop-out tray, and right up here on the hard drive. And also again, here on the top, it says Halo 3. Now this console did have its issues, you know, red ring of death, everything, but just a great looking console. Really good details in here. This pop out tray. Add 2 more USBs. Yeah. Now on this one, I did add a intercooler. If you ever played on an Xbox 360 for longer than, let's say, an hour, you probably knew this thing sounded like a jet engine spooling up. It was loud as hell, and this just kind of helps cool it down a little bit. Those late night gaming sessions that just got a little long, you know, it'd help it a lot. So luckily they fixed that within the Elite series, which is coming up next, but overall still a great console. Now this is the Halo Reach 360 Elite. This came out in 2010. Definitely not as much detail as the Halo 3 Xbox 360 had, but it does have some nice touches with the Reach name here, a couple more little decals on the side, and even the Oni sword base logo here, and the Section 1 logos here. Otherwise, does have just a kind of plain silver look. This did come with a 360 controller that was limited edition with it. Same thing, same details. Actually has a little bit more detail than the console itself, but not bad. As you remember kind of playing with these controllers, it was pretty nice. Has a little wear and tear from using it, but overall great controllers. Can't say that they didn't hold up well. This this console, really, it did not fit the marks of looking like nice. And I think a lot of people had said it too, but they definitely made it better with the Halo 4 console. Now this is the Halo 4 360 Elite. This released in 2012. They definitely heard consumer complaints, I think, with it being very plain, and this one, they definitely knocked it out of the park with probably one of the best looking consoles until the Halo Infinite. But as you see here, this had the almost clear skin around it so you can see all of the internals, as well as a nice blue tint to it. All the decals of the game, really nice and shiny. This button actually was blue when it came out. It's got some nice details. Nice Halo 4 logo down there, and the controller, they definitely matched it really well. Same thing with the clear blue, so you can see all the internals that work. Was really awesome. Nice decals that really completed the controller, and it was just nice to see all that stuff that you never really got to see before. They did have clear clear consoles and stuff, but it wasn't nearly as cool as they had here. This console, though, definitely is my number 2 in all of the consoles that they have, just because it was a nice new strategy to consoles for limited editions. Now here we have the Halo 5 Xbox One console, which came out in 2015. This was new generation console, new generation gaming as it came out. This console as well, definitely a nice touch. It's simple, but they have like small details that really make it pop. Like the one blue chrome stripe here, which continues into the plastic and up. The nice UNSC logo doesn't stand out too bad. The blue chrome here on the disc tray, and the nice hexagons that are kind of hidden unless you look at them in the right light. So this Xbox, definitely another great one. They usually do really good on a lot of the consoles for Halo. I want to say they just, other than the Reach, they've done really well with small details that really match the game that comes out. Now this one did come with limited edition controller. Again, small details that really made it pop. As you can see, the blue chrome again, and nice little blue slashes here. And it was just nice to have those little details. Right here is also slightly textured, not really, but a little bit. Same thing kind of flows to the back. It's a little bit more bland back here, but the front of it was really nice. And there was a second controller that you could get, and that was the Master Chief controller. Kind of similar, as you can see, it's got the little textures here, but this one is more suited to look like Master Chief with the gold D-pad and his green suit color. But again, great colors, great console, and they again did really well. Now here we have the Halo Infinite Xbox Series X, which released at the end of 2021. If you were lucky enough to score one, it was amazing to look at as soon as it came out. But I know most people, the average gamer, did not have a chance to even get this. It was scalped almost immediately, and unless you paid scalper prices, it was rare that you actually got it at MSRP of $550. People try to sell them for $900 plus now, 6 months after release. But if you look at this console again, nice small details. This one looks like it's the Galaxy, almost kind of looks like Chief's visor, slightly, not really, but slightly. But this one's definitely based around being in space. Again, this one releases with a limited edition controller, follows the same theme, same colors, same patterns almost. Nice little touches that they have. Here you have some textured grips back, again with the 20th anniversary of the game. It's a nice console, definitely great to have in your collection, but overall, great console. Now, I know a lot of people have been collecting these for a long time. I only recently started getting into them. They're still not my favorite, but they are nice to collect for Halo fans. These are the only 4 Funko Pops I have for now, because I am late to collecting them, so they're a little bit harder to find now. But I do have the blue Mark V-B. I do have the GameStop exclusive Master Chief from Combat Evolved with the game background. I have the Best Buy exclusive, which is basically George from Halo Reach, but they won't say it. And I do have the other GameStop exclusive. This is the black Mark 7. I guess he's gray, but these are the only ones I have for now because these are exclusives that I could get. At least the 3. But again, I'm not really into them as big as other people are. So for now, it's going to be a small collection that I have. So here is my small Halo Hot Wheels collection. The bottom row, as you see, these came out during the Halo Wars 2 era. Actually, I think this first section was part of Halo Wars. But these banished ones, as you can see, Halo Wars 2. The Wraith looks pretty awesome. You have a Gun Goose here, Covenant Ghost, and the Urban Warthog, as well as the more Hot Wheels packaging ones. You had the Warthogs in 3 different colors: the green, the black, and the red. That one is the Sword Warthog. Then you've got the Oni Warthog and the regular UNSC Warthog. So these are part of the Hot Wheels collection. And I do actually have 2 of the Wraiths. There is a Scorpion, I know, but that one, if you didn't already have it, they're hard to find, and they are pretty expensive for a Hot Wheels, so that's another hard one to find if you do have one. Now this is my book series. I do have 2 of the Halo Encyclopedias. There was the original copy, and I believe this is the updated version. These 2 are pretty hefty, as you can see. I mean, look at the size of that. These are both heavy books. This one is actually in a cover. It is still wrapped. Those 2 are about $80, I'd say. That's actually $80 on sale. It's originally $100. And then I've got the Halo Mythos and the Halo Warfleet. This here is the Rise of Atriox, and these smaller books, these actually are in a series. That one is part of a different series, but there are a total of 35 of these books. So there is a lot of them, but these are the only ones I have for now, which the collection will grow, but for now. So these are all the books that I have. Now this is where we start to get into the biggest portion of my collection, and that is the figures. Now these 2 are the Art FX figures. They don't move too much, but they have a little bit more detail. These 2 are also a little bit more on the expensive side for figures. This pack was $140 brand new. This one, I believe, was $80 brand new, but they do have a little bit more detail than your average figures because of the cost. Now, on this one, you get a red and a blue figure. As you can see, here are all the pieces that you get inside of it, and this is what the figures look like. You had different options as well as the kits, so you could mix and match. As you see here, this was kind of your base. If I can show it, you kind of had a base body, and then you could switch the armor out as you please. So these are part of the Art FX series. The Halo 4 one specifically goes for quite a bit of money. I think they're around $250, at least now. But these 2 are still a little bit readily accessible for now. They will become more limited as they start to sell out. This Spartan Athlon was part of the Halo Infinite series. So this is the first part of my figures collection. Now this is currently how I have my 6.5-inch figures collected. I don't have a display for them yet. I'm still trying to collect a lot of them too. I do have a lot more coming, but as you can see in here, I will take them out in a second, but this is how I have them all for now, as well as the 4-inch figures, which I'll get to later, but we're going to go through the 6.5-inch figures right now. Now this one is harder to get all in one shot because of the sheer amount of them, and there are more to come. This collection isn't near done, but this is the 6.5-inch figures collection so far. So as you can see, so far 4 of the 6 Noble Team have been released. You have a lot of the Master Chiefs, Halo 2, Halo Infinite. There is a Halo 1 version coming out very soon. Your Halo Infinite, your Roy, a couple different Spartan Mark V Bs. You've got the white, the green and gray, as well as the red and the orange. A couple Spartan Gunganiers. So there are tons of these. I will obviously not go through each individual one. There are videos online for you guys to look at. But in my description, I will have pricing to each one of these. They do average about $20 a piece. So I will have all of my collection listed. But for now, these are the 6.5-inch figures, and they do have really good detail. Now this is currently the only figures I have in the 4-inch collection. I do have 2 of the EODs, 2 of the Mark 5s, or sorry, Mark 7s. I do have 2 different versions of the Master Chief. This one is more of the gold figure, and then I do have the Halo Infinite Master Chief with the grapple shot, as well as Hyperius and Spartan EVA. There are tons more, but right now they seem to be hard to find. The stock doesn't seem to be there, but hopefully in the future we'll be able to find more of these. But for right now, this is all I've got in the 4-inch figures. Now this is obviously the other portion of the 4-inch figures, but this is more of the, I want to say, vehicles per se, because I do have a couple different here. I do have 2 of the 20th anniversary Halo 3 Warthogs. The other one is actually up there right now. I do have 3 of the Mantises, 2 of the Gun Gooses, and 2 of the Mongooses, as well as a couple of the big packs of the 4-inch figures, because I could not seem to find the figures in their own packs most of the time. I was able to find 2 of the UNSC checkpoints. I got those at Ross. And most of these were all found at Target. So a lot of the vehicles, at least the Warthogs and Mantis and such, those are usually about $40 a piece. And usually these figures here between $20 and $30. The Mongooses I was able to get on sale for about $11, and the Gun Gooses I want to say were about $20, but the rest of these were about $30, except for that 12-inch figure over there. And finally, one of the last things I have in my collection is my collector's box. This was from GameStop. It was about $50, I want to say. And as you see, it comes with the tactical messenger bag, Velcro patches, art paint vinyl figure, and a journal. And it's got a bunch of little stuff in it. It's kind of cool. You know, just one of those extra things that it's kind of fun to pick up. The actual statue figure looks pretty good. Good detail in it, if you can see. So that's one of the last things I have. So here is everything kind of stored. I do plan on moving sometime in the near future. That's why I don't really have anything on display. So this is pretty much most of my stuff. I do have things hidden other places. But I'm going to have a spreadsheet here I'm going to show you soon of the pricing of everything that you see here. Pretty much what you'd expect to pay if you were to buy all of this stuff right now, or if you are a collector that has been collecting for a while, what you might have paid if you paid MSRP when it was brand new. So we'll get to that shortly, but this is everything just kind of stored for right now. And it's kind of somewhat neat, not really the greatest, but it's at least packed away nicely. It's not going to get ruined or anything. So let's go ahead and move on into that spreadsheet. So here's my spreadsheet. You can kind of pause right here if you want, but I'm going to kind of go over a lot of this stuff really quickly. But this is my whole list as of everything that I have now. I mean, it's not exact, but it's as close as I could get for quick purposes. So if you see here how I have the MSRP and the current resale price, that is basically what you would have paid if you got it brand new. And this is what it's currently going for on the market. If you look at eBay or say Amazon or Walmart, wherever you can find them. So for the helmets, as you can see, they didn't really change much. I mean, they're still available, so it's kind of easy to get them. The GameStop blanket, you could still get that no problem. Five Below pillows, that's just if you get lucky finding them in store. If not, paying them online, you're going to pay a little bit of a markup there. All of the discs, most of them were actually more expensive if you were to buy them brand new. I mean, especially, like, look at this loss right here, $60 to $5 if you were to buy it brand new right now. It's just, sometimes you're going to lose money on that stuff, but it is what it is. It's nice to have things that aren't ruined from other people. Sometimes you'll see people have just ruined games and they're trying to sell them as if they were brand new. So sometimes it's nice to have your own that you can keep safe and not just get it trashed. Down here is the Art FX models. Same thing, they lost a little bit of value. No big deal. In the future, they might go up when you when they don't make them anymore. Like the Halo 4 right now was 60 brand new, and it's like 250 as resale. So those seem to be collecting value. The Spartan Collection, those actually are gaining value on some of them already because they're not producing them as fast as they should, or they're just not doing it. So as you see here, like the white Mark 5B, you can buy them, you could buy them brand new for $20. I currently have 3 of them, so that's why I have it listed there as 60. But you can find them for $30, $35, sometimes $40. Same thing with the Mark 7 Red. That was $20 brand new. You're looking at $40, $50 if you want to get one now. If you have the Spartan Jerome, which I just recently collected after this, I haven't gotten it yet, it's still in the mail. But Spartan Jerome was $20 brand new. And now you're looking at $80, $100 for resale because they didn't make a lot of them, or people didn't know and now they're not making them anymore. So down here we have the Halo Collector's Box. Same thing, it's still $50 because you can get them readily accessible now. Let's see, the consoles, you're gonna lose some money on that, especially if you got them brand new, unless you got the Halo Infinite Xbox Series X. It's $550 MSRP, and I think it's about $580 after taxes. At least in Maryland it is because it was 6% sales tax. But they're all going for about $800, $900 right now for the resale, brand new. Even opened, they're probably 650 bucks. And people are trying to sell the Infinite controller out of that for $200. It's pretty much a $50 controller because a regular Xbox is $500. So if you think about it, it's a $50 controller. Shouldn't be $200 right now, but they're making it. Now, if you come down here to the Funko Pops, these actually seem to be gaining value. Not too bad though. slight ones. The Hot Wheels really gain value. Pretty much you're looking at a 200% profit if you were to get them brand new. They gain value over time. Now the books, you might gain some money, you might not. Most likely not. Then the 10-inch figures, 4-inch figures, those you're really gonna gain some money because they just do not exist. If you can't find them in stores, good luck. So you'll always find them for $20 to $30 each one. And then when you come down here to the 4-inch figures again, they come and go. Some are easy to find, some are not. But they also are gaining money. So try to get them when you can. But that's pretty much all I got. Again, if you want to pause this as it is so you can see what all the pricing is right now. I did the best I could to find the MSRPs like for the discs when they were brand new. So I hope you guys like the collection, and maybe in the future I will update it when I get more stuff. But thank you guys for watching, and have a nice